categorically stated on record that Muslims all over the world have been plagued, have been inflicted with religious supremacism. So, which you think is the root cause of all intellectual decay and social backwardness. So how do you go about substantiating your point in this regard?
Yes, substantiation is so simple. Look at the countries where Muslims have immigrated. Because when you talk about the present Muslim countries where Muslims are in majority, you can say they are in their own countries, so whatever they do is their right. It will not be a very open, very clear evidence. I give you a very clear evidence. People who have immigrated from their own lands to the lands of the West, to advanced countries, they have no reason to go and start asking for Sharia in their host countries. See, in the days of the Holy Prophet, when the Muslim group was sent to Najashi's Ethiopia, they never, not for a day, did they claim that they have a right to implement Islam in Najashi's government. There was no such thing. But today Muslims go to England, to America, to Europe, and they start asking for Sharia. And they start asking, they start telling their hosts that they are evil and misled people. I have seen processions in England where they said, you deserve hell, you people of England. You deserve hell. You are fodder of hell. You will go to hell because you are not Muslims. And a woman, a young girl, a very crazy young British girl, walks with the procession and asks them, why are you cursing us? Why are you cursing us? What have we done against you? We have given you a country as your host, as your own country, and you live here, and you are destroying my peace. And those men in the procession, men and women, they start telling her, look, they say, you provoke men by your dirty dress. You are so naked, you provoke men. And she says, I'm not provoking men. This is my dress. We have worn it for generations. How do I provoke men? And the woman in a scarf, in a hijab, yells at her and says, you provoke men, you provoke men. Go and dress yourself properly and come back here. Go away. And she says, it's my country. Why should I go away? You have to give me the answer. Why are you creating these, why are you raising these slogans? Down with Britain, down with British police, down with British government. You are evil. And they say, look, you are fodder of hell, you Christians, you are fodder of hell. This is England, where we are earning our food, our bread and butter, and sending money back through 100 crooked ways of cheating. For example, our own imams in Norway, I met them. An imam of the masjid in Norway divorces his wife in the court, registration, says, I have left my wife. And the wife takes a new house because it is the law in Norway that every woman, every man and woman who are singles will have their independent homes. Now, she takes a house from the government and rents it out and lives with her husband. And the husband says, Alhamdulillah, nikah mawjood, nikah mawjood. Registration में मैंने उसको तलाक दी, तलाक नहीं दी, separation की. But my nikah is valid. She lives with me, my wife. And they are taking that illegal money which they have earned through a fraud. Those $1,000 or pounds or euros, which is coming as rent, is extra money which the imam is now receiving. And this imam, with all his filthy character, takes out a procession to defend the honor of the Holy Prophet in Norway. Why you have raised a word against our Prophet? How dare you? And what they say, well, it is our right to disagree with your Prophet. We say your Prophet was this or that. Okay, it is our view of him. And the governments try to appease your people there. And your people become more violent. Muslims, they ask for their power. Today in England and in Germany, I have heard with my own ears prominent Muslim leaders saying that they will rule England in the next 30 years. There will be a Muslim parliament of England. And another man in Germany, a Turk, telling me, we are growing in number. We have, demographically, we are doubling every year. Every year we are becoming double. And you know, these people, they don't give birth to kids. Their population is negative. In 30 years we will be majority. We will rule Germany. He says, look, you see that there is no desire to rule the world. You are not trying to live with the world. You are always thinking of ruling the world. In America, there is already Sharia demand for Sharia courts. We don't want to live under American Constitution. We have our own Constitution. In Pakistan, your Taliban fight for Islamic rule, and they openly say that we will conquer the world. Sayyid Qutb is their ideologue. Sayyid Qutb says, I repeat, La ikraha fid deen is not applicable now. It will be applicable when, after we have conquered the whole world and Islam becomes the supreme law of the world and the world pays jizya to Muslims, then we will allow that everybody can worship according to his faith. And the verse of Quran, La ikraha fid deen, will become applicable only then. This ideology is taken by Taliban and they fight for it. And we, the people of Pakistan, 18 crore people, and the people of Afghanistan, 2 or 3 crore people, do not protest. We do not come out in processions to say, you are maligning our religion. This is not our religion. You are insulting our religion. You are isolating us from the world. You are our enemies. Nobody says. So how will I look? Well, then comes the question of the Arabs. Akhwan. Akhwanul Muslimun are defeated by their own generals. Okay? Morsi. And Kuwait and Saudi Arabia and Qatar, they support those Taliban secretly, those Akhwan. Then Americans put their foot and the two of them withdraw, and Qatar says we will fight. And there is that rift among the Arabs now where they are fighting each other over the issue whether they'll support Akhwan or they will not support Akhwan. What are Akhwan's agendas? The agenda is simple: to rule the world. Well, the same movement of Al-Qaeda you find in Indonesia, you find in Philippines, you find in Malaysia, you find in the whole world. If this is not our agenda, then why Muslims are accepting Al-Qaeda everywhere in the world? And why it is not possible for you and me to come out in a large procession and say that the Taliban are insulting our faith? This is my question. I have raised this question many a time. Why the people of Pakistan or the people of the world, Muslims of the world, why they do not come out in a single one procession, not even one, where they might have said that the Taliban do not represent us and they are insulting Islam. In that sense, I say, it is tacit, we call it tacit approval. Tacit approval. Not openly, maybe people of Pakistan have not openly said it, or people of Afghanistan, or the Arab world. Then maybe they have not openly said it, that we will rule the world. But those who are openly saying that we will rule the world are silently supported by our populations. That is the evidence. You asked for the evidence, that is what I have given you.
Yes.